So, what do you think about the fact that, like, as you age and the necessities of life start to come into the situation, do you think that that has an impact on your goals specifically or people's in general? Do you think that people basically, kind of like what we were saying last time, giving up versus letting go, give up on some things, let go of other things, and then, or do the priorities change, or is it like, is the spark of life for our dreams something that fizzles out over time, or is it something where it's just like you're wrong to give up on these type of things? I don't know. Like,
well, it depends on kind of what your goals are, what your passions are. The whole thing about live your passion, talk about shut the fuck up. I'm more of like I'm
shut the fuck up.
I'm pragmatic as, man, don't get me wrong, anything is still fucking possible and achievable. If that is your goal, you got to really look at that goal, focus on it, and you got to be able to project the end goal. You know the end place that you want to be. You know where you are here. You know your end goal. You got to be able to just like, all right, end goal, I'm here, what's here, who's doing what, and who, okay, why do I want to do it? Oh, is it because this guy? What the fuck did he do? Who does he know? What is his career like? Wikipedia shit. Read a biography or memoir. Figure out what the fuck he did. And in that way, you can probably just do a replica, similar situation, and set up those pieces that way for it. But as you get older, it depends. Like, people that say they had a dream or some shit, it's usually people that had, like, I had a dream once. You expected those dreams to come to you, because when it comes down to fucking dreams or some shit like that, you gotta work motherfucking hard. Like, definitely, like, when the example of your brother, shout out to Ray Ellie, like that, he worked hard and he went out to the places. He had to venture into the unknown, and he had to, like, work his ass off and shit like that, and to get to where he's just right there on this launching pad, where he built the launching pad of goddamn self. He laid down a mix of concrete, laid down the foundation and all that shit. Highs, and he's working on his way up. Yes! Shout out to Ray Ellie Music. And then like that, you gotta work for that shit. Like me, I figured out, but sometimes the thing that you think is your dream, it's not your dream. It just seems like nice in the moment as you're growing up, and you don't really find out you have a passion for something until later, until you just really accidentally fall into it or some shit like that. Right. It's hard for you to purposely go into something and be like, this is my dream, I'm gonna stick to it. Nigga, I don't know, nigga, you just kind of fall into that shit, and then sooner you accidentally fall into it, the better, right? And then it's like, when I have a passion, I think I have a love, and I love it because I love the game. It's like, I love the game like Mitch, right? Broke nigga turn rich, love the game like Mitch or something like that. But right. But I like investing, I like trading, I like looking at companies and shit like that. Don't get me wrong, I love music and everything else and whatever the fuck else I do. But for some reason, when it comes down to investing and trading, right, it's like I love analyzing, looking at companies and just making a projection. Just something just comes across my screen or accidentally just come across it. I like looking into the background of the information, and I like looking at that, looking what I know so far, and if projecting is like, is it gonna go this way, go that way, and then if I project it to go this way, that way, whatever the hell, and then I later find out I'm right, even though I got out of that goddamn trade or that investment or something. And then I found out I was right. Like, shit, I had $2,000 in this one trade when I was by like $2 and some change. I'm not gonna tell you what stock it is. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you, it was Riot. It was Riot at about, I had 4,000 in my account. And then I bought like 2,000 shares, or I bought, I don't know, some amount of shares of Riot, and I made a little bit of profit. Mm-hmm. And then I cashed out of that and went to something else. And then like a couple of months later, really a couple of months, maybe weeks later, it was a good investment, right? It was a good investment. I knew it was a good investment, but I didn't know what it would be, because I'm still dipping my toes in the water and shit. I'm still swimming around and shit, finding the rocks in the current. And then one day I looked at it, I went back and looked at it. Bitch, that shit was $76. $76 fucking dollars. It's like, holy shit, I was fucking right. I was right. It was a good goddamn company. It was a good company. I was impatient. I had 2,000 shares, and that shit shot up to a point where it's like $80, $76 a fucking share. So I could have had 152,000 plus in the goddamn bank account if I'd have just held on to it like I should have held on to it. But don't get me wrong, that's not the only mistake I've ever fucking made in the market. I made a lot of mistakes in the market. Don't get me wrong, I love trading. My dream, honestly, that's I want to make that as my 11. Like, I want to be able to just, so I have some people I know, some people that do the rap game shit, that came from the rap game, dope game, whatever the fuck they do. I want to pull up in something real motherfucking nice, right? And I'm gonna be like, yo, you ain't no dope boy. It's like, nah, niggas, I did not go the same route y'all. It's like, you ain't no rapper. It's like, I used to be, but I ain't make my money off the shit. It's like, nigga, how you get that? What the fuck you doing, man? It's like, nigga, don't worry about what the fuck I'm doing, nigga. Mind your goddamn business. Just know, I didn't have to rap or sell drugs to get this goddamn thing.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, nah, it's like, my dream is just be, or like a dream or a passion. Like, I love investing and I love trading. I love analyzing companies because it's like analyzing groupthink, human nature and shit like that. And just, it's beautiful. But I didn't find out my dream until like as an adult later in life and then shit. Like, my dreams, like, shit, I want to be a great investor. I want to be like, yo, I did my homework, I projected it, and I predicted it very well, and then shit worked out the way, or close to the way I predicted, or maybe even more.
Yes, and to your point, there are two people I
still want to lay a motherfucker out of a damn table and shit and just hit his ass with a fucking elbow drop from the top rope. Don't get me wrong.
RKO! RKO out of nowhere!
RKO is coming.
Yeah, like, yeah, and to your point, there are two people specifically that I think about when it comes to this type of conversation, and I bring them up all the time. One is Denzel Washington, and the other one is Morgan Freeman. So Denzel Washington is more on the side of he decided he was going to be an actor. And like, he didn't
You want to go to jail? You want to go home?
You want to go to jail or you want to go home? But he basically decided he was going to be an actor, and he didn't start off as a good one. He didn't. He got rejected all the time. He wound up going homeless, and he basically was just tenacious enough to stick in it long enough while also taking acting classes consistently before he was able to make it big. And so, you know, I don't know if he's still doing it now, but up until very recently at least, he was still taking acting classes, maybe even still now, because he always wanted to improve on his craft. Now, he's somebody where Sylvester Stallone was the same way too. Before he came up with
Don't tell me to not be a man. I'm scared, alright?
Oh, okay. All right, that impression's better. My Adrian was the one who's insulted Sly. My bad, Sly. I didn't mean to give up that fucked up ass.
But yeah, like Sylvester Stallone's a great example because he was legit. Like, his wife left him. He was homeless.
I bet
he had to sell his dog to get the extra bit of money to survive until somebody picked up his script for the first Rocky. And luckily, because of that, like, he wound up buying his dog back later, after Rocky turned out to be a success, from the same guy for some crazy amount of money.
Man, he was like, all right, I'm here to buy my dog back, but my kids like the dogs. How about this? Kids, like a new tricycle? All right, cool. Here's your dog back.
It was something ridiculous. Like, the guy, he sold his dog for like $300, and he wound up having to pay something like $30,000 for his dog back because the guy knew who he was, and he was just like, "You want your dog back? You're gonna." He literally ripped. He did it on purpose, bro. Yeah, like, bro, like, dude, like,
I'll be like, I'll look around, and be like, hey yo, Adrian, go get my lawyer.
I need a lawyer. I need a lawyer.
Ah! Fido, get your ass over here.
But, yeah, so Sylvester Stallone's actually probably a better example because he had a dream. Nobody was taking him seriously. He wasn't a good actor, and he demanded. He had several offers for people to buy his script off of him, but he demanded that he actually played the part of Rocky because it was a story about himself. You know what I mean? And he wasn't a great actor at all. And so that's why it was such a huge gamble and why he basically became destitute. His wife left him, all that shit. And he stuck to his guns, and then by whatever stroke of luck, he became successful because somebody believed in him. You know what I mean? And Rocky's one of the most iconic movies of all time.
Damn, too bad Drake couldn't come out with that song at that time, be born and shit, come out with that song, be like, you ain't really fucking with me way back then, but how about now? Cause I'm up right now. Hey! You stuck right now.
Yeah.
You thought you had it all figured out way back then, girl. But how about now? Like, that's how Sly should have been up on that broad. Like, oh.
Hey, you stop right there. I'm a success. All right?
But yeah, okay, the other person I was bringing up was Morgan Freeman. So to your point, Morgan Freeman didn't even get his first acting job until he was in his 40s. So that seems like something where like that was more on the side of like kind of falling into it or discovering your passion late.